Hey everybody! Sorry I can't be there once again, but this time I got Karen and Miguel and Sam to cover for me, so I trust they're going to do a great job once again. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Manchester United and their history. So they were founded in 1878 under the name of Newton Heath LYR. They were just founded by some workers at the local railroad depot. They became a club and played in the National Football League for the first time in 1892, but then were dismissed out of that 2 years later. And they finally then became Manchester United in 1902 when a group of businessmen took them over. And that's also when they adopted their red shirt that they have become so well known for. Their first manager, or the first manager that really got them some recognition, was Ernest Mangnall, and they won some championships under him, and they won the FA, the Football Association Cup, in 1909, and so they got some success from him, but eventually he left, and then there were really no other major honors that they received for quite a while until Matt Busby took over in 1945, and they were actually really successful under him, and they won quite a lot of titles and championships, and this was despite them having a plane crash and 10 of their players dying during that time. But they still, they pushed through. And then eventually Busby left in 1969, about 20 years later, and Manchester kind of got lost for a while. They had some other managers, but none of them really brought them any great success. And that was until they found Alex Ferguson in 1986. So, of course, Ferguson didn't see, results right away. It was definitely difficult in the beginning. They were 11th and 13th in their first 4 seasons in their league. And finally, in 1990, they won the FA Cup, and this kind of gave people some hope. And then after that, they just never looked back. They kept winning. They got 25 major trophies over the next 20 years. They had 11 different league titles. I mean, the success just kept coming. And, this was largely because of Ferguson, the manager. And, he did what he had to do to get the win. He was a great leader and motivator, and he transformed his players from just ordinary into extraordinary in his teams. No matter who was playing for them, they were a good team. He didn't just create such a good football club, though. He also transformed the British economy during this time. He gave the people something to be proud of that brought the people together, and, they stood together behind their team. He basically made a Manchester family. He was so cherished by the people that the Queen actually knighted him in 1999, so he became Sir Alex Ferguson, and this was just because of his service to the game. He had been with the club so long, and they had done so well that she did this. He wasn't perfect, he had his faults, and he got mad, angry, and, just how I guess a lot of people do, and, but, he always kept the hope there for the Manchester family that he had created. He was always loyal to his team, and the fans followed suit. The fans were always loyal to Manchester. And so this is why in 2013, when he said he was going to retire, the people were so upset, because there was going to be no one else like him. And, how were they going to do without him? And so we're going to basically answer those questions now, how they did with him, and then how they did without Sir Alex Ferguson. So I'm going to let the other 3 take over now. I hope you learn a lot about Manchester United. I know I did during this project. I knew nothing about them. So enjoy!